While much of the media spotlight often lingers on Ivanka Trump or Donald Trump Jr., there exists a quieter, more mysterious heiress, Tiffany Trump. The only child from Donald Trump's marriage to Marla Maples, Tiffany has carved out a unique path within the Trump dynasty. Known for her opulent lifestyle, striking fashion choices, and high society connections, Tiffany lives a life that is both connected to and distant from the core of the Trump empire. Born into wealth and notoriety, Tiffany Ariana Trump was born on October 13, 1993, in West Palm Beach, Florida, at the height of Donald Trump's media fame and financial clout. Named after the legendary Tiffany and Company, she was destined for a life draped in luxury. Her mother, Marla Maples, was a Broadway actress and television personality who wanted to give Tiffany a life outside the sharp glare of New York tabloids. While Ivanka was raised in the towering skyline of Manhattan, Tiffany grew up on the sun-drenched coasts of California. Her upbringing was split between her mother's spiritual, artistic world and her father's empire of glass, steel, and gold. Tiffany's education reflects a typical path for American elite youth. She graduated from the Viewpoint School in Calabasas, California, an institution favored by celebrities and moguls. In 2016, she earned a sociology degree from the University of Pennsylvania, her father's alma mater. Yet it was her next step that raised eyebrows. Tiffany pursued a law degree at Georgetown University, graduating in 2020. Her presence on campus often caused a stir, but she maintained a relatively low profile, even during her father's tumultuous presidency. Her law school years showed a more intellectual, disciplined side, far removed from the glitz of social media and red carpets. Tiffany's presence in the world of high fashion is undeniable. She's appeared at multiple New York fashion weeks, sat front row at designer shows, and been photographed in couture gowns at elite events. Her Instagram, once a diary of pastel palettes and luxury vacations, offered a glimpse into her jet-set lifestyle, weekends in the Hamptons, yacht trips in Mykonos, and gala nights in Manhattan. Her wardrobe boasts names like Balmain, Dior, Oscar de la Renta, and Ralph and Russo. Not just a fashion enthusiast, Tiffany has walked the runway herself. She modeled at New York Fashion Week in 2016 for Just Drew, a label owned by a close friend. The Fairy Tale Wedding. One of the most luxurious chapters in Tiffany's life unfolded in November 2022, when she married Michael Boulos, a billionaire heir of Lebanese French descent whose family owns Boulos Enterprises and SCOA Nigeria. The couple met in Greece in 2018 and were quickly swept into a whirlwind romance. Their wedding took place at Mar-a-Lago, Donald Trump's opulent estate in Palm Beach. With a guest list of over 500, the event was a showcase of luxury. Tiffany wore a custom Elie Saab gown, a nod to her husband's Lebanese heritage. The event featured crystal chandeliers, white roses, and an orchestra flown in from New York. Her bridal jewelry alone was estimated to be worth over $1 million. Tiffany now spends much of her time at Mar-a-Lago, blending her life with that of the Palm Beach elite. There, she entertains a social circle composed of wealthy heirs, business moguls, and international jet-setters. The estate itself, valued at over $300 million, serves not only as a residence but also as a symbol of Trump luxury, gold-plated ceilings, oceanfront views, and Michelin-level cuisine. Tiffany's time at Mar-a-Lago also reflects her transformation from a behind-the-scenes heiress to a more visible Trump brand ambassador, often appearing beside her father at key events, fundraisers, and even political rallies. Hidden from politics, yet never far. Unlike Ivanka or Eric, Tiffany remained largely uninvolved in her father's political endeavors during his presidency. Yet she did make appearances at both the 2016 and 2020 Republican National Conventions. Her 2020 RNC speech, delivered with polished poise, emphasized unity and freedom, carefully steering clear of controversy. Insiders suggest Tiffany maintained this distance deliberately, balancing family loyalty with her desire to build a distinct identity. Still, she remains a trusted confidant to her father, often acting as a calming presence within the more chaotic Trump orbit. While Tiffany has not publicly launched a business empire like Ivanka, she is rumored to be exploring ventures in luxury branding and legal consultancy. With a law degree and high society connections, she is well positioned to move into sectors like estate planning for ultra-high net worth individuals, private equity law, or even fashion licensing. There is also speculation that she may eventually launch her own luxury lifestyle brand, one that blends fashion, wellness, and international elegance. Net worth and assets. The quiet millionaire. Though not as publicly wealthy as her father or half-siblings, Tiffany Trump is believed to have access to trust funds and family assets worth between $10 million and $30 million. Her marriage into the Boulos fortune, estimated at over $1 billion, further elevated her financial standing. Among her personal assets, a stake in various Trump family holdings, designer wardrobes valued in the six figures, regular travel via private jet and yacht, residences in Palm Beach, New York, and potentially London, where the Boulos family conducts business. Before law school, Tiffany dabbled in music. In 2011, she released a single called Like a Bird, a synth-pop experiment that showcased her artistic leanings. Though she didn't pursue a music career, the experience highlights her interest in the arts. She's also involved in charity circles, quietly supporting causes related to education and children's health, particularly through Marla Maple's spiritual outreach initiatives. Tiffany's public image is more curated than controversial. While the Trump name draws intense media scrutiny, Tiffany often avoids the storm. She rarely engages in political debates, keeps her social media clean of polarizing content, and prefers curated appearances over impromptu paparazzi moments. This approach has earned her a certain respect, even from Trump critics. She's seen as the more reserved, less divisive Trump sibling, a woman of wealth and elegance who walks the line between fame and privacy. Unlike her older siblings who were closely integrated into the Trump organization and often made headlines for political or business-related reasons, Tiffany represents a new generation Trump navigating identity in a world shaped by social media, branding, and public image. She's maintained a relatively low profile but has been strategic in aligning herself with luxury aesthetics, fashion-forward circles, and an image of elegance rather than controversy. She's occasionally collaborated with luxury brands and has featured in Fashion Week events in New York and Europe, not as a model or designer, but as an influencer with status. Her personal Instagram, though not updated as frequently in recent years, is a carefully curated gallery of opulence, designer gowns, exotic locations, and elite social settings. Some insiders note that Tiffany may be working behind the scenes to distance her image from the more polarizing elements of the Trump brand, opting instead to cultivate a softer, more cosmopolitan aura, one that resonates more with international socialites than domestic political operatives. While not as publicly invested in real estate as her father or siblings like Eric and Donald Jr., Tiffany has reportedly benefited from several Trump-related property holdings. In New York, she spent years living in Trump Tower and later transitioned to upscale Manhattan apartments, though she's also spent considerable time at Mar-a-Lago. Speculation suggests she and her husband Michael Boulos are quietly expanding their real estate portfolio abroad, particularly in areas like the French Riviera and Monaco, regions favored by elite Middle Eastern and European families. These potential investments haven't been confirmed in public records but have been the subject of high society whispers and luxury real estate buzz. Private jets and global circuits, the Trump Boulos travel style. With access to both the Trump family's resources and the Boulos family's Middle Eastern wealth, Tiffany enjoys a lifestyle that includes global travel on private jets, including the Trump Organization's fleet and Boulos family chartered flights. She's been spotted vacationing in Mykonos and Santorini, Greek Isles, a hotspot for luxury yachts and beachfront clubs. Dubai, where she and Michael have been hosted at 7-star hotels and elite events. London and Paris, for fashion weeks, royal-adjacent social events, and private galas. Caribbean islands, for quiet getaways out of the media spotlight. Their travel choices reflect a taste for the high-end but discreet, favoring exclusivity over excessive publicity. During the Trump presidency, Tiffany's public appearances were carefully curated to avoid political entanglements, but her fashion often did the talking. At the 2020 Republican National Convention, she wore a striking purple dress that many noted symbolized unity, a blend of red and blue, perhaps a subtle nod to national reconciliation. Her fashion choices often draw from high-end designers like Elie Saab, Valentino, and Dolce & Gabbana, but she also supports newer, under-the-radar designers, particularly women-owned or minority-owned brands. This sets her apart from the more classic, power-dressing style of Ivanka, suggesting a generational shift in aesthetic and values. values. Though she isn't known for boardroom power or corporate leadership, Tiffany is believed to hold subtle influence in elite circles, particularly among billionaire heirs, fashion elites, and Gulf royals. Her marriage to Michael Boulos connects her to several influential families involved in oil, shipping, and retail industries across Lebanon, Nigeria, and France. Insiders believe she's become a bridge figure between American high society and Middle Eastern aristocracy, quietly present at exclusive business events, charity galas, and art auctions. She reportedly attended invite-only gatherings in Saint-Tropez and Gashta, social spaces where legacy wealth meets next-generation power brokers. A life in comparison, Tiffany versus Ivanka. A common theme in media coverage is comparing Tiffany to her older half-sister, Ivanka Trump. While both are daughters of Donald Trump, their paths diverge significantly. Ivanka has taken a more corporate and political route, deeply embedded in the Trump Organization and the White House. Tiffany, by contrast, has taken on more of a socialite role, less visible in the American political arena but more present in fashion, arts, and international circles. Some experts believe Tiffany's deliberate distance from politics may serve her well in the long run, especially if she chooses to establish her own brand identity independent of the Trump legacy. As the Trump family begins planning for legacy and generational wealth transfer, Tiffany's role remains somewhat ambiguous but potentially powerful. Though she's not a key player in the Trump Organization, she is still an heir and reportedly part of Donald Trump's estate planning considerations. Her marriage into the Boulos family, already wealthy, places her in a uniquely secure financial position, with dual heritage between American capital and Middle Eastern commerce. It is expected that she will continue to live a life of global mobility, discreet power, and luxury, but possibly with entrepreneurial ambitions yet to be revealed. Though born and raised in the U.S., Tiffany Trump's identity in recent years has taken on a more international flavor. Her connection to Michael Boulos, who grew up in Lagos, Nigeria, and has deep Lebanese roots, has drawn Tiffany into a multicultural web of influence far from her Manhattan upbringing. She has reportedly begun learning French and Arabic to better engage with Michael's family and business associates. This subtle but meaningful cultural adaptation reflects a transformation from American presidential daughter to global elite spouse. Sources close to the Boulos family suggest that Tiffany has already become a favored guest at cultural and business events across Europe and the Middle East. This shift gives her access not only to American influence but also to elite networks in Parisian luxury circles through family-owned retail connections, Monaco's private banking community, and Qatari and Emirati philanthropic scenes, where she's rumored to be involved with discreet charity efforts. Tiffany has long been viewed as the outsider among the Trump siblings, largely due to her being raised primarily by her mother, Marla Maples, in California after her parents divorced. For years, public perception hinted at emotional distance between Tiffany and her father. However, insiders say that changed significantly during Trump's presidency. Tiffany began spending more time at the White House, and sources suggest the two grew closer during his final year in office. It's believed Donald Trump now views her as a vital connection to international society, a role that neither Ivanka nor his sons play as naturally. Tiffany's more diplomatic, socially refined persona might be what Trump sees as a new type of soft power, valuable in building bridges between his brand and wealthy foreign elites. Tiffany Trump may not lead the Trump Organization, run for office, or dominate headlines like her father or Ivanka. But she represents a new kind of influence, subtle, social, and elite. Her life is a blend of Beverly Hills spirituality, East Coast legal finesse, and European high society. And in many ways, that makes her one of the most intriguing figures in the Trump dynasty. In a world obsessed with spectacle, Tiffany Trump's quiet luxury speaks volumes. What do you think about Tiffany Trump's journey from heiress to global influencer? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell for more exclusive insights into celebrity luxury lifestyles. Thanks for watching. See you in the next video. Baron Trump, the youngest of the Trump dynasty, has lived a life that most can only imagine, and it all began high above Manhattan in one of the world's most iconic residences. Before relocating to Mar-a-Lago, Baron called Trump Tower home, not just with a bedroom, but with an entire floor to himself. Imagine growing up in a $100 million penthouse stretching across 3 levels, complete with a private chef's kitchen, personal maid's quarters, and panoramic views of Central Park, all wrapped in gold and marble, of course. While other kids played with plastic castles, Baron lived in a real one. This early glimpse into opulence set the tone for a lifestyle that continues to be defined by extravagance. Fast forward to today, and Baron's new stomping grounds are none other than Mar-a-Lago, the Trump family's 20-acre Palm Beach resort that redefines luxury living. While members of this exclusive club fork over up to $200,000 just to belong, Barron enjoys the privilege of residing in a private wing, surrounded by 128 rooms, private beaches, polo grounds, and a ballroom dripping in $7 million worth of gold leaf. And it doesn't end there. Childhood for the Trump kids meant exploring estates like the Georgian mansion in Greenwich, Connecticut, complete with a Cinderella staircase, custom murals, and a putting green right in the backyard. If this is just the beginning for Barron, the future promises a lifestyle that's nothing short of royal. Loved this video? There's plenty more where that came from. Explore our channel for more fascinating content. Thanks for tuning in, see you next time.